This weekend, local residents in possession of unwanted prescription drugs disposed of them properly. There were 2 drop-off locations. The first was the Caledonia County Sheriff's Department, who was taking back unwanted prescription drugs at its St. Johnsbury offices from 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. The second was Kinney Drugs on Memorial Drive in St. Johnsbury, who partnered with the St. Johnsbury Police. The drop-off lasted from 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. According to pharmacists at Kinney Drugs, the drop-off was essential.
It's very important because this is how we get the drugs out of places where they shouldn't be, and so they don't get in the hands they shouldn't be in. There's not a lot of avenues to take back controlled substances. This is one that we bring in for the community.
Last night, community of Lyndonville gathered at Juniper's Wildflower Inn to support the Wildflower family. The restaurant donated 15% of all sales to the family after a chimney fire destroyed sentimental pictures, clothes, and textbooks. Isabel Wildflower, a server at Juniper's, lost everything except her positive mindset.
The biggest thing that I've learned is that I really need to work hard in everything that I do, because right now, all that I kind of have left is my strength and working hard. You know, I'm able to get into colleges and I'm able to be in this program and have a place to live on campus because I've worked hard and I've gotten there.
Isabel and her family appreciates all the donations and support from the community.
The Linden Institute and St. Johnsbury Academy boys hockey teams met up last night at Fenton Chester Arena. The Academy lit the lamp first with a goal from Alexander Gates less than 5 minutes into the game. St. Johnsbury goalie Chris Sarakdakis helped secure the Academy's victory over the Vikings.
Right there, we've played 4 or 5 games and we've lost by a goal. You know, this was the first game I thought that we really came out in the third and actually finished with an exclamation point. So I'm very pleased with that, and Chris was surely a big part of that, the goalie.
The Hilltoppers scored an empty net goal in the closing minutes to clinch the win 4-1 over the Vikings, putting their record at 5-10-1.
Lynnville Police Department responded to a single car accident that occurred around 7:30 last night. The car slid off the roads, due to the icy conditions. There was 1 person in the vehicle when the car went off the road. Then a rescue was called off the scene and the vehicle was towed from the embankment.
So it just seems like a one vehicle slide off the side of the roadway. Roads are a little icy due to the snow and the freezing rain that we got over the last day or so. And that seems to be a contributing factor to the reason why the vehicle went off the road.
No injuries were reported.
The Caledonia County Relay for Life started their 2017 season last night with a kickoff at the Elks Club in St. Johnsbury. This is the 13th year that Caledonia County will host the Relay for Life, with 3 members having been there since the beginning. The relay host, Mike Lumbra, who is one of the original 3, attributes his involvement to the impact that a united community can make.
And it's a cause that it takes an awful lot of work, a lot of good people to do it. And when I saw this community pull together the first couple of years, I knew this was something I really wanted to do.
Tonight was only the first step leading up to the actual Relay for Life, which will take place in June at St. Johnsbury Academy.
And the Barnett School held a meeting last night discussing Act 46. The main topic of discussion was how to inform the public about the current stage of Act 46, whether it be by sending information via electronically or through the email. If people want to know more about what's going on there will be a separate community information sessions held at each of the 3 schools. The town of Waterford will hold their meeting on May 17th, Barnett May 16th, and Walden May 15th. The day to vote is May 23rd.
The Linden Institute baseball team put up a tough fight against Hartford yesterday.
The Vikings were looking to get their first win on their home field, but Hartford came out strong. As an undefeated team, Hartford was able to beat the Vikings 12-3. For their next matchup, the team plans to improve their mindset.
We got to remember how it felt to get beat like this on our own field. We got to come back tomorrow, and we got to stay positive the whole game. We got to hit better for sure. And we just got to play an all-around better game and hopefully come away with the win.
The Vikings' next home game is today against Northfield. They hope to change their record to 1-7.
Last night, the Linden Institute's girls basketball team had an emotional senior night. Shaylin Mosier and 4 other seniors were determined to defeat Randolph, the team that beat them in playoffs last year. Mosier, one of the team's offensive threats, hugged each and every one of her teammates before the big game. She explained that it will be hard to leave Coach Eric Berry, who coached her since 3rd grade.
Shaylin Mosier has been incredible this year, on the floor and off the floor as a captain. Shaylin is, been a scoring leader for us the last 2 or 3 years. Just the point guard extraordinaire. She's been awesome.
The Vikings were able to take the win for their seniors. The final score is 65-41. This Friday, the team will travel to Harwood, looking to get their 15th win.
The Linden Institute girls basketball team traveled to Barry Auditorium for a semifinal matchup.
The number 2 seed in the playoff, Linden, was looking to beat the number 3 seed, Fairhaven, and make history. Victoria Carlson reports.
The Lady Vikings came to play with a 17-3 record and a 53-45 quarterfinal victory over BFA Fairfax. Now they were facing the 3 seed Fairhaven, and their coach stressed limiting turnovers.
Staying relaxed. I think it's having good poise, executing our offense, and really stopping their penetration on offense when Fairhaven has the ball.
Both teams started the game with tough man-to-man defense that resulted in a tie score of 4-4 at the end of the first quarter. In the second, the Lady Vikings were able to find gaps in Fairhaven's D. Jade Berry driving, then dishing to Zia Mackers for 2. LI kept the pressure on with a full-court press that built a 14-7 lead. Fairhaven called a timeout, and the large Linden crowd was loving it.
Well, if you take a look at the fans right now, you can see that Linden's side is pretty well covered up compared to the other side. I think the whole town is here.
LI started the second half leading 21-15. Fairhaven came out strong, and with 4 minutes left in the third quarter, they were able to cut Linden's lead to 1. Shaylin Mosier responded by hitting a 3. The Lady Vikings got tough on defense and didn't look back.
Defense. We had really good defense, good help defense. We moved our feet really well, took a few charges.
Final score at the buzzer was 34-27. And for the first time in school history, the Lady Vikings will move on to a state championship game. Victoria Carlson, News 7, Barry.
Linden will face the number 1 seed Mill River Union High School on Saturday afternoon at the Barry Auditorium.
Members of the Linden State and Johnson State communities were at the State House Wednesday afternoon to show lawmakers the benefit of the unification effort now that's underway. The colleges held a unification celebration of Northern Vermont University in the State House cafeteria. Downstairs, the Senate Appropriations Committee was making decisions on their version of next year's state budget. VSC Chancellor Jeb Spalding says $2 million is needed for the unification effort. House Appropriations Chair Kitty Toll says the House budget plan gets within $350,000 of that goal.
There is a proposed sale of a building, a state-owned building, and a portion of that has been committed, the $600,000. The first $600,000 would go to the state colleges, and then within the general fund in the big bill is where we identified another $220,000 for the total amount needed for the second allotment.
The Senate budget writers, led by Toll's sister, Senator Jane Kitchell, have not yet decided whether to go along with the House idea to provide additional funding for Northern Vermont University.